Good morning, Grace Point family. Hope you're having a blessed week, a good Tuesday, and looking forward, as I am, to hopefully seeing the light at the end of this COVID tunnel. I've been thinking a lot in the Lenten season and in the season of quarantine about the Passover. And I think about the Israelites enslaved in Egypt. And while their experience is nowhere near our experience, there's still a lot of parallels. I think of the Israelites as they waited for 400 years under the lash, wondering when Jehovah would deliver them, asking why the promises given to Abraham would not be fulfilled in their time. And from generation to generation, they passed down the stories and they passed down the promise. Most of them, probably millions of them, never seeing what God was going to fulfill. And yet they waited in hope, so that when Moses did come, and though at first they didn't recognize them, as plague after plague after plague was unleashed in Egypt, they started to realize that yes, God was coming, and that God was coming to deliver them. And I think of them in the Passover feast, as they huddled together in the dark under the oil lamps, singing their ancient songs and praying their new prayers of the Passover, eating the feast together as the angel of death passed over them. And still they waited in hope, not knowing what the morning was going to bring. And as Moses told them, he said, "Remember what the Lord is doing for you this night, how he passed over you in Egypt to save you and make you a people to his own." And I think that one day we're going to remember this. Maybe a year from now, decades from now, we'll be telling the story to each other. We'll be telling the story to our children and grandchildren. Remember what God was doing, even though we didn't realize it. We could see his hand at work, and still we didn't know what he was fully up to. And Moses would lead them into the land of promise. And I'm confident that he's going to lead us into the land of promise as well. We don't know what that looks like. We don't know how our world will have changed permanently by the time we're out of quarantine. But we can still have confidence that God will continue to provide, and that he will call us, like he called the Israelites, to be his people, to show steadfast endurance, and to demonstrate grace to others. So as we look forward to this coming week, we look forward to the end of the week, and I hope, like you, that we're looking forward to the end of this quarantine. May we go forth in hope, wrapped in joy, continuing in our patience, knowing that God will provide and he will ask us, when all this is over, to continue to show his grace to a world that is desperate and lost and in need of Jesus. May the blessing of God go with you.